My question is, and we spoke a little bit about this last time, was I'm a new counselor here in Penticton, starting my counseling practice. And I work out of a clinic here in town, and they do some advertising for me. And I put up posters in all the spots like libraries, community centers, colleges, from pretty much Oliver, Soyuz, all the way up to Kelowna, Summerland, Peachland. But I'm new to the community itself. And so people don't trust me yet. And also, as a new counselor, people don't know me in the area. And my niche is to help women move through spiritual abuse and religious trauma. I mean, women specifically like 18 to 40, but of course, if a male is there or queer, of course, I'm open to anyone. So how do I find these people that are most likely somewhat oppressed or involved in the churches or in cults? I thought about going to churches and just putting my card out on other cards during services, but then I might be not really welcomed in the community. So what are your thoughts on trying to find hubs where people are actually hiding?
There's a few thoughts. One is, because I think this is specific enough, people will probably travel, so you've got a bit of a larger geographic range than I think people may drive an hour or two for the work possible. The first thing I would probably do is a hubs gathering. So a hubs gathering is where you start to think about, who are all the hubs? These women who've gone through this religious trauma, spiritual abuse, where do they hang out? Where do they spend their time, their money? Who are they already seeing? What groups might they be a part of? Who's already connected to them maybe in some way? Now, you're going to get a certain set of hubs from that. But my guess is, first of all, a lot of people in the holistic and sort of new age or spiritual scene have gone through something like this. It's a lot of what draws people to it is getting away from the religious fundamentalism, but they might be joining kind of witchy healer groups, pagan kind of earth dirt worshiping kind of communities. So I'd be thinking about those psychographics of like, okay, the kinds of women who've gone through this, they're probably going to find themselves maybe just in reaction, but drawn to these things, these services, these groups, these types of events, these communities. Do you have a rough sense of what those might be?
A little bit, but not so much here specifically. And the one thing too is religious trauma often shows up as hypervigilance, anxiety, depression. It's so deeply masks until people really know it comes from XYZ.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to put this in the chat. So let's do a little brainstorm on this. Okay, having heard from Rosanna a little bit about the work and some of my thoughts, the question, there's two ways to look at this. One is like, okay, so people, how do they deal with the trauma itself of the religious abuse? What do they do in reaction? That's a set of hubs, but there's also a set of hubs. The ones who've gone through that, they may also be drawn to and now interested in these other types of communities. So what are the types of communities or scenes or services? What are the hubs you could imagine for people generally who've gone through that? And again, let's see if we can get 3 per person. Yeah, women's shelters. Yeah, possibly. Yeah. So I would say any kind of the Wiccan pagan stuff, because there may be that. The New Age bookshops, for sure. Any holistic centers, alternative bookstores, children's aid services, social workers, places for programs or retreats. Any of the retreat centers, people who run those are hubs. Yeah, yoga studios, meditation teachers. Places, retreats, or people trying to learn to express themselves sexually. Yes, that's great. Crafting groups could be safe places. Maybe specific book clubs, bookshops. Great. Keep them coming, everyone. These are great. Yeah, nature groups, churches. So sometimes there's positive churches that are not cultish and so the unity churches or whatever that are a little bit more inclusive and not abusive. Herbal conferences, great. Yeah, herbalists, people who work with plants, plant medicine, psychedelic stuff. Maybe they'd be drawn to healing in that way. Any kind of, trauma counselors or therapists, alternative spirituality oriented, but anti-fundamentalist groups, Unitarians with support groups, non-denominational churches, meditation groups, libraries, right? And consider there might be moms, so maybe something that orients around children's play groups, possibly, yeah. Spiritual grounding. Great. Thank you, Nuria. So the thing I would do is keep thinking about what's complementary, not competitive, not other people doing the same thing, but what are complementary approaches or communities where these women might be. Once you've got this list, then you start just literally make a spreadsheet of all the people you can find who are. So maybe it's like, oh, this person runs a festival that a lot of those people might be at. This person has a retreat center and they host a lot of things, and that person probably would be a good connection. But you make a list of all those hubs, and then you host a gathering somewhere where you, and like lightly cater it. Instead of spending money on Facebook ads, you say, hey, we all reach these people, many of whom have gone through. So I work with people who've been spiritually abused, and probably a lot of your people have too. You know, it's one of the things that draws people. But we kind of work with the same type of person. And it just struck me that we should meet each other because we can all refer out. Like, you know, I don't do the plant medicine. That's not my thing. I don't do maybe the somatic trauma work, or I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't do events. I don't host things. And it seems like we could all benefit from meeting each other. The general format, I suggest it's like a 3-hour get together where you could do it. But the first hour, just mingling and hanging out, snacking. The second hour, get in a circle, so no more than 25 people. And everybody goes around the circle, introduces themselves, who they are and what they're up to. Everyone gets a minute or two, and then just hanging out at the end. But it could just be half an hour, half an hour, 15 minutes, an hour, 15 minutes. But the idea is to just bring people together, and then you've got the list of names. And by the end of that circle, I promise you, you will know who you want to talk to and who you don't, and who you want to follow up with, where you see there's potential, where you don't. But in that way, you play the host to the community, and you get to meet some of the key hubs in the community, like all at once. Now, if you don't want to do the gathering, I mean, you can just start meeting these people one at a time, go for coffee, go for a walk with them. That's also the thing. But it's the shift from, instead of thinking, how would I build trust with the clients? How do I build trust with the hubs? Because then the hubs will be the ones that connect you to the people. I think a hubs gathering when you're local, it's such an easy win because they're not coming for you. That's the important thing. They're not coming because, oh, let me meet Rosanna. No, they're coming because they want to meet each other. They're like, oh, this is good networking. And the pro tip is sometimes, I mean, you can also have a, like, here's who's already coming, page with photos and bios of everybody, or just in the next email, like here on the Facebook event, here's who's coming, who's in, make it a private Facebook thing, invite only. And then there's a kind of VIP quality to it. So generally, if I was new to town and I wanted to make connections quickly, that's what I'd do. If I want to do it slowly, I would just start going for coffee. Every day, go for coffee with a different person. Reach out to a hub, pack your schedule. And then by the end of the year, if you did that, you'd have met everybody. You'd be the most networked person in that area. And then at a certain point, you might say, oh, now I want to bring my favorite people together. You could do that. Does that help?
Yeah, that does help quite a bit. Yeah, thank you, Tad.